You work with a lot of trades-based businesses.
Most of the clients that we deal with, either they don't have socials before we start working with them, or they do, but they literally never post.
We were talking off camera about a plumber that you're doing ads for at the moment, and he's getting like 10 jobs a week just off the leads that you're creating for him.
I don't actually suggest doing any boosting of posts because often your engagement can go down. What we do is targeted campaigns.
Purely they're just cleaning out a drain and then someone's going, you know what, I'll actually just inquire.
You might be like, plumbing's boring, but the amount of people that watch plumbing videos of people unblocking drains is quite considerable. If you can actually be the face of your business, people will get to know you as a business owner, trust you. We've been working with this particular plumbing client for about 5 months. So before working with us, I think his followers was at around 100. Now it's over. Like I see clients, they're like, oh, you know, I've tried meta ads before. They didn't work for me. They work out what their client is worth to them. Then they can work out how much they can actually spend to get that client. Other targeting really doesn't matter these days. There's been some changes with AI and things are getting really intuitive and it's more about the actual ad.
Mel Watson, Bloom Digital, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. Good to be on your app.
An absolute pleasure. You have helped me out with a lot of my social media. I started out obviously just focusing on the video content. You've really brought in a lot of the marketing background and the marketing expertise to that, which has then helped me actually shape some of the content. So I really wanted to get you on and pick your brain and see whether we can extract some of the knowledge that is Bloom Digital. So the first question I've got for you is, you work with a lot of trades-based businesses and they're not always super keen on jumping onto the social media bandwagon and shooting content and, you know, being on camera in general and all of that sort of thing. A big trend at the moment is organic social as well as paid ads. Can you sort of talk a little bit about the approach that the trades go through and sort of, you know, how you guide them when it comes to content?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, that's right. We do mainly trades businesses, and most of the clients that we deal with, either they don't have socials before we start working with them, or they do, but they literally never post or do anything. Some of our clients have not done any paid ads before. What we try to encourage is to do, and what works really well is a combination. So doing organic posting. So what I mean by that is just posting to your Instagram, your Facebook, TikTok, whatever platform it is, content of what you're doing, out at jobs, testimonials, reviews, just showing what you do on a day-to-day basis. So posting that along with actually doing some paid ads, so some lead generation campaigns. The combination of those two together is working really well for our clients, and that's what we sort of suggest to them to actually get the business going.
We were talking off camera about a plumber that you're doing ads for at the moment, and he's getting like 10 jobs a week just off the leads that you're creating for him.
Yeah, yep.
How have those ads been curated? Are they specific call to action ads, or is it just him like fixing a piece of plumbing that's gone well and then you boosted that? Or is it specifically like an ad that's been created that you're using to generate those kind of leads?
Yeah, so I'll just explain the difference between, so like a boosted post is, say you've got a post that's doing particularly well and you boost it, you know, you do $50. It doesn't necessarily have like a call to action to, it's more sort of like a branding. Whereas what we do, we don't do any boosting of posts. So I don't actually suggest doing any boosting of posts because often your engagement can go down when you actually do boost lots of posts because the algorithm's like, I want to make more money. So I want to reduce your engagement to keep you boosting posts. Mm-hmm. What we do is targeted campaigns. So it's all paid. Generally, most of my clients are doing between about sort of $30 to $100 a day. And it's a clear sort of call to action. We do mainly offers. So we'll come up with a particular offer. So whether it is like a particular plumbing service, you know, at a set fee, or we've got another client who's in roofing who we've done, you know, $500 off a particular type of service, or a home renovator. You know, if you get a kitchen, you get $3,000 off, something like that. So we set up particular campaigns with an offer and then all of the creatives, and in a lot of cases it's video that we use because that actually works really well and performs.
The plumber that's getting, say, 10 leads a week, Is that one video that's performing really, really well that's generating all those leads? Or is it like a one from this ad, one from that ad?
Yeah, so we set up at the start of any campaign, you need to be doing testing. So, you think that one particular type of creative is going to work, but that's not always the case. So we will set up a variety of different creatives. Some might be videos. In this case, when we were testing this particular ad, we did 3 different videos, we did carousels, we did images, tested those for a couple of weeks to see what actually got people clicking, engaging, what made leads come through, and then we actually tweak things and put all of the ad spend into the best performing ads. So with this particular offer that we're running for this plumber, we've got 2 ads that are both videos and they're performing the best. So one is talking about the offer and then the other is actually showing the service. And it's not fancy, that particular ad, but it's doing really, really well. So we're getting anywhere from between about 5 to 15 leads a week.
So when you say showing the service, is it a follow-up ad to the first ad, or is it like, hey, today I'm going to show you our service for gutter cleaning, for example, and this is how it works?
Yeah, well, it's actually the particular ad that's doing the best is them just actually cleaning the drain. Mm-hmm. They're not actually talking. Some ads do perform better with people talking, with the owner talking, and explaining this is a service that we're doing, this is what we're doing today, we're cleaning out this drain. So, yeah, it's a matter of testing. We test and just see.
So it's purely they're just cleaning out a drain and then someone's going, I really need to fix that block pipe that I've had for months. And you know what, I'll actually just inquire.
Yes.
Yep. So it's catching that person who's been thinking about doing something for ages but not actually pulled the trigger.
With social media advertising versus Google ads as an example, because that's often what people look at when they're looking to advertise their business. They're like, do I advertise on Google? Do I advertise on social media? So the main difference between those 2 types of advertising is Google is people that are looking to do something now. So they've got a plumbing issue. They've got water overflowing. They're like, shit, I need a plumber. So they Google plumber, call an emergency plumber, get them out. What we do is more people that they're needing a service. They maybe haven't got to the point that it's an emergency at that point. They're like, we've got that Googling drain. We probably should do something. They see the ad and they think, okay. They click. It's easy. It's easy to do. They click on it. There's a good offer, and then we reach out to them.
There's probably, I imagine, an objection you would get with a lot of tradies when it comes to actual social media. They go, well, what we do isn't visually very exciting. Like, for example, plumbing. Yeah. You might think like, how are we gonna do video content, and who wants to follow a plumber, so to speak? And is it growing a personal brand or like a brand for the business, do you think? Or is it purely just catching those people that are going, I've been meaning to do something about this for ages? Yeah. Like what's the strategy or the approach for a brand?
Probably a combination of all of those. I'll use plumbing as an example, but really any trades business is like this. People like watching how people are doing things. You might be like, plumbing's boring. But the amount of people that watch plumbing videos of people unblocking drains, people pulling like roots out of drains is quite considerable. It's entertaining. So they will watch those sort of things and follow and be like, when I need a plumber, I'll reach out to that person. It is about the personal brand too of the business owner. I will speak to a lot of owners who don't want to be on camera, but if you can actually be the face of your business and be out there, people they'll see you on videos, they'll get to know you as a business owner, trust you if you're informing people about what you do. I think that's really, really important. And then, the other side is catching people at the right time. So always consistently advertising, being in their feed so that when the time is right, they're ready to click.
The plumber that you've been working with, has their followers grown a lot since he started running ads with you? Yeah,
so we've been working with this particular plumbing client for about 5 months. So before working with us, I think his followers was at around 100 or so. So now it's over about 1,300. It's been consistently growing, also consistently getting DMs from potential clients as well, which kind of works with the ads that we've been doing because more people are seeing the page, then they're, reaching out.
Let's talk about quantifying socials for a minute, because you just mentioned he's getting DMs.
Yes.
I think one of the things a lot of business owners struggle with when it comes to implementing social media into their business is they will actually not have a clear system for understanding where the lead came from in the first place. They get a call from John and John says, hey, I want to use your service. And they go, great. And they move straight into the service without understanding, was John referred to me by a friend? Did he come through social? Is there certain processes you'll set up for businesses to capture that information, I suppose, more organically than them having to have a killer sales pitch when the phone rings?
We do track for all of our clients where their leads come from, but also you've got to ask, you've got to have a system of knowing where your business comes from. Because if someone calls you and you're just like, yep, sweet, and just go straight out to them and don't actually ask where it came from, then you don't know, okay, should I be spending money on ads? Should I be investing in more content? Should I be investing on my website, SEO? So if you don't understand where your clients are coming from, that's something we track for our clients. And I would encourage other business owners, even just for a month, just to sit down and look at all the leads that came in for the month and where they actually came from. Because if there's a trend of, all of your leads are coming from your YouTube channel or all your leads are coming from your TikTok or Instagram, well then, you need to be investing more money in that because that's where your clients are.
Let's talk about remixing content. So I have found with some clients, they'll go, oh, I got 150 new followers this month. And I'll go, okay, no worries. Which video did it come from specifically? And they won't have a clue.
Yep.
But it's how important is it to dive into the analytics and go, okay, I got 150 and 120 came from this one video because this topic is of interest to the audience. And then what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So, we were just talking before about Alex Hormozi and how he talks about, if you've got an ad that's working, just redo that in 100 different variations. What you should actually be doing with your content is looking at the analytics. So it's under the insights on Instagram. You can look on the professional dashboard on Facebook, and you should be having a look at your posts. I suggest even just doing this once a week, go through end of the week, have a look and see which posts have performed. If there's ones that you like doing but they're not performing, scrap them. Just because you like doing things doesn't mean that your audience actually likes them. And just try a variety of different things, whether it's images, videos. If something is performing, I would take that and just run with it in different variations. If it's a particular topic, a particular format, I'd be testing that and just duplicating that. There's particular people on Instagram that just do the same format. There's this lady that makes sourdough bread. I don't know whether you've seen her, but she has this one format where she brings out the sourdough bread and it's all different colours and stuff. And so every video, she worked out that's the one that works. Every video is exactly the same, but different types of bread, different colour bread. So if you've got something for your business that works, people aren't going to get bored of the same thing. They love it. That's why they're following your page.
Yeah. So if it's day in the life content, it's a different day, but it's filmed the same way. I had this for breakfast, then I did this. This was my first client. This is where I went to. This is the drain that was blocked. This was the nightmare.
Yeah. So if you're a local business and you've got something that you're if you look back on your insights and see, okay, people seem to like this particular type of content, whether it's behind the scenes, whatever it is, just do that over and over again. That's what people love.
What do you find clients struggle with the most when it comes to actually getting success out of their social media?
I would say there's a couple of things. So one is them not filming content, so not actually doing content or having time or getting around to it. So you've got to actually make time and schedule your content. Consistency, so actually posting on a consistent basis rather than, just once here and a couple of months later, remembering. And the third is actually people want to engage with people and people will follow your page because they like you, they find you interesting, they find what you're talking about valuable in some way. So you need to make sure that even if you feel awkward, and a lot of my clients feel awkward, they're like, I don't want to go on camera. Just do it. Just do it and, it'll get better. people think that people know their business. Like people have this misunderstanding that they're like, oh yeah, I've been in the area for, 20 years, 30 years. People know my business. People don't know your business. Like even though you are the best in your area at whatever service it is, whether it's trades or whether it's another type of local business, people don't actually know your business until you get your business out there. And the best people in business just consistently are marketing their business. Like on an ongoing basis, they have a strategy. I suggest clients as a minimum, they have Google My Business, they have a website, they have a social media. So just Instagram and Facebook is a good basis, and they have some paid ads. Those 4 things work really well as a base for your business, and they're going to get your business out there if you're doing consistently. If you've got a good website, doesn't need to be like a $20,000 website. It can be like a basic template website. You've got to Google My Business so people can actually find your business. You've got social media pages and actually have some content on there. Have an optimized bio, have a link tree, which is like a landing page so they can actually pop in their information and visit all of your links. And then, the paid ads. A lot of people make mistakes with ads. Like I see clients, they're like, oh, I've tried Meta ads before. They didn't work for me. And I'm like, okay, well, how much did you spend? Oh, I boosted a post for like $20 over 3 days. Okay, well, that's not going to work. So that's not actually doing paid ads. Like what I'm talking about is, minimum $20 a day as a minimum on an ongoing basis. So not for 3-4 days.
How quickly do they see a return on investment with paid ads? Like the plumber you mentioned off camera before, he's spending about $50 a day. He's getting 10 leads. Those leads, let's say each lead ends up being $1,000 or whatever. He's made $10,000 off his ads.
We tested a couple of offers for some other things that didn't necessarily hit. And then when we found this offer, which was working really well, it was originally $30 a day and we upped it. And we might even up it a bit more as well because it's working so well. Some jobs are worth, $500. Some jobs are worth $10,000, $15,000. So it's all about your business too, like for a local service-based business, which is probably more your clients, if they work out what their client is worth to them, what their lifetime value is of that particular client, then they can work out how much they can actually spend to get that client and what it's going to be worth to them. For my clients, most leads are between about $20 and $100 a lead, depending on the type of industry. But other businesses that are more local based might be a little bit less than that, might be a little bit more than that, depending on the value of their service.
So how do you work out which, like say you said before, like target their ideal customer? Yeah. How do you work out when it comes to the ad itself and the background info, like the location, who you're targeting, who the demographic is? How do you go about approaching that for each business? Because I imagine it's different for different businesses. Or?
Yeah. So for my clients, because they are trades, most of the clientele that they're going to be wanting to get in touch with are going to be between about sort of 25 to 65. For other businesses who are maybe not trades businesses, I would sit down and work out who their ideal client is, because that's who you need to work out how you're going to market to them. So maybe it might be male or females between the ages of 25 and 55. So then you can actually target those in Meta. You can also target by demographics. Other targeting really doesn't matter these days. There's been some changes with Meta, with AI, and things are getting really intuitive, and it's more about the actual ad. So it's about the video, it's about the creatives. If you've got that right and you've got the area and the age demographics, your ad is going to be shown to the right people. What
about retargeting? How important is that for like trades-based businesses specifically? Like is retargeting important, or do you find that it's like a one and done customer most of the time?
Yeah. Retargeting is important. I don't want to sort of get too technical, but you want to make sure that you've got like a tracking code set up so that, if someone's going to your website and then they're jumping onto their Instagram, you want it to be that they're going to see one of your ads. So that is a really important part of advertising your business. It's called a pixel. So you want to make sure that this customer who has gone to your website, that when they go onto social media, they're then going to see your ad because they've been to your website, they're thinking about you, whether it is that they want to work with you, they've been researching you, and then they jump on Instagram or Facebook. You want them to then see your ad with a really good call to action, like book a content or podcast session with your business. And then they go, oh, okay, boom. Yep, I'm going to do that because it's right in front of me. So that sort of retargeting is really, really important. You can do some other retargeting as well, but if you're just starting out and you're doing it yourself, that's a really easy way to capture leads.
So Mel, to close off, if you are a small business owner and you're thinking that maybe social media could be the next route for you to go down when it comes to marketing your business, what are some small, quick little tidbits that they could take away?
I would suggest set up an Instagram and Facebook. Do that today. Pop in some information and do your first post. Get that done. Get that out of the way. Just do a post a week. That's all you need to do of what you do in your business. Doesn't need to be flashy. Just film on your own camera. You can obviously get professional content, but just start the process and then set up some ads. Ads can be quite complex, but sort of simple ways that you can set up some meta ads. Just do that. Jump in, give it a go, try, and you'll learn from there. Or I can help you out.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on, Mel.